Welcome to our May 17th meeting. I see that all board members are present, except for one. Mr. Talkin is unavailable here tonight, so we're with that. So 6 of us are present. And we also have present with us our 2 favorite student representatives. We have Anna and Juliet. Welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. And this is your last meeting with us tonight, so very, very special. So very happy to make it. We're also going to be very sad when the meeting's over. So you did an outstanding job, both of you. So I'm sure the board members will spend quite a bit of time commenting on that. So, could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Neely, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Salute and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You okay? All right. Report from closed session. In the placement of non-public school students, Mr. Neely motion and Mr. Heavily second, and the board approved the placement of 2015-16 non-public school students number 109, 110, and 111 by the vote of 6-0. In personnel matters, Mr. Neely motion and Mr. Heavily second, and the board approved the appointment of Neil Young as the elementary school principal, Woodbridge School, effective date to be determined by the vote of 6-0. In the conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, Mr. Womack motion and Mr. Neely second, and the board voted to grant settlement and release authority to Tim Hearn, Chief Business Officer, in regards to anticipated litigation matter by the following vote of 6-0. And that concludes for items from closed session. Recognitions, our favorite item on the agenda. Our first recognition, we have San Joaquin County Community Partnership for Families to acknowledge service from instructor Karen Gonzalez and students at Lincoln Tech Academy. We have Diana Compacker. Could you please come to the podium, please? You get to call me Fridas for the rest of the night.
When I was teaching, I told my students that I mispronounced their names, they can mispronounce mine. And I'm not going to tell you the kinds of names I've been called. My name is Diane Crumpacker. I am here representing the Community Partnership for Families. Community Partnership for Families is a nonprofit organization whose mission it is to help families be successful so kids can be successful in schools. They operate five family resource centers throughout San Joaquin County, and I am affiliated with West Lane Oaks Community Center, as is my bang. My bang is the site director of of West Lane Oaks Family Resource Center. We're here tonight because we want to recognize some students. We do a multicultural health and community fair. We've done it for 9 years now, and it's important to our community because it brings 40 to 50 agencies come and they explain to the community what they have to offer, how they can help them, and it's very successful. The big part of it, though, however, is our multicultural entertainment, and through that, we have a diverse community all through Lodi Unified. And in that area especially, I should mention that West Lane Oaks is located on the corner of Cameron and West Lane. We've been there for about 18 years now. A lot of people still don't know we're there. So if you're around that shopping center, drop in. It's Suite 201 and check it out. Lots of good things are going on there. Getting back to our recognition, our multicultural health and community fair this year and through the past few years, we need help. And the biggest resource, the biggest help that we get are from the students from Lincoln Academy. And they didn't let us down again this year. This year we had students there setting up at 7 o'clock in the morning. One young man was there at about 6:30, which was great because he helped me with the parking lot. I'm not as strong as I used to be. But these kids come and they spend all day there. But the most important thing is they're professional. They have it together. All of the agencies every year when we do our recap, they are just congratulatory for these students. They just can't understand. These students are just amazing. And we need more of them to help us out. But tonight, we do want to recognize a few. Bad part is McNair High School is having their awards ceremony tonight, so a lot of our students aren't going to be here. But I am going to call their names. And if you are here, would you please come forward? Miriam Cardenas, Estefany Contreras, Ashley Dela Cruz, Rithi Ross, Jocelyn Valencia Sanchez, Leo Carrillo, Lydon Baganan, and I do know you're here. Shakupta Bibi, Angie Seisenlath, Virma Angab, Andrea Guillen Perez, and last but not least, Karen Gonzalez. Karen Gonzalez is the teacher. And I have to say, Karen is the most organized person I know. She has the kids, she has a list of responsibilities, and they do it. And I think that's why the students are a reflection of her teaching and her supervision. And she does deserve, they come out, by the way, we have our event on the second Saturday of October, and it's when they're on break. So they come during their break. And Karen also, who should be vacationing, comes and she works. And she works all day too, by the way. So I would just like to say on behalf of Community Partnership for Family, thank you so much. Thank you.
Since we have just two that we're making, we'd like to hear from both of them, the student and Ms. Gonzalez, please.
Yeah, it is senior awards night, and many of those students are at the senior awards. It's kind of sad, but I'm kind of happy because they're getting scholarships and awarded for all of their great attributes. So I teach career and technical ed, hospital health occupations. We are critical thinkers, problem solvers, team players. That's the basis of career and technical ed. And we are actually, our first event of the year is the multicultural healthcare. So, you know, I get the kids ready first term, and by break time, that's our first event. And many of these students, which is so great, they interpret for the community. So, you know, the community comes out, and so I have a multitude of students that are bilingual and trilingual. You're trilingual? Yes. So, and then we have, they're at the St. Joseph's Medical Band and the Lions International Vision and Eye Band. I mean, to the Lowe's or Home Depot setup. I mean, they just reach out to the community. But there again, the best boss that I ever had said, you pay as much respect to the CEO as you do the janitor. You get in there. She worked right alongside me. That was when I was working at the hospital. So I just kind of put that onto the kids. You know, I'll work right along with you. And you want to be the type of worker that you want to work with. So with all of that said, and we have a great time. We're tired at the end of the day, but I know she was good. We have No. Shagupta has, for her internship, we're getting ready for internship, she wants to be a dietitian. She has worked with Delta Blood Bank, and she's also worked in nutrition and food service, along with our supervisor there, who also works at St. Joseph's in nutrition and food service. So she's done quite a lot. Going to Sac State. Delta? Yes. So anyway, but I thank you for your time and thank you for the recognition.
Wait, I think we have some comments from the board, so.
Yes.
Ms. Castle?
Oh, it's lovely to hear all of this. This is brand new to me, so I'm so glad you're here, and it's so commendable. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Mr. Neely?
said real quick, that's just another one of the great things that's going on out of Lincoln Tech. You guys are phenomenal, I tell you. And thank you so much, because you're innovative in your approach to education, and you're doing so much for the kids. So thank you very much.
Mr. Epley?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, that's all part of CTE, is taking your knowledge and your skills and actually applying it. And sometimes that's a missing component to education, but not at Lincoln Tech. So, and it's great that you volunteer your time. Thank you for all that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would just add, thank you so much for the service you provide our community. I mean, providing health care is just an outstanding way to represent our district and to better our community. So
We have fun, and we do several events on the side, along with our internships as well, that they do 2 days a week. But, yeah.
and thank you for coming here, not that boring old awards banquet either. I appreciate that. So, thank you so very, very much. Congratulations. Ms. Lampkin, we have some awards on Science Olympiad recognitions.
Good evening, and yes, we do have lots to celebrate tonight. I'm very proud to have our principals. Should I have our principals come up and introduce you some of our winners from the Science Olympia that took place in San Felipe County. And this is participation from all the entire region. And our district took the first 3 places, first, second, and third place, and beat out the rest of the region. So just that alone, I'm very proud of our schools. I'm going to start by announcing our third place winners, the red team from Vinewood Elementary, Norm Tanaka.
Thank you, Ms. Lampkin. Just a few words. Very proud of our students at Vinewood School, but special kudos to Mary Allison, who organized the Science Olympiad for Vinewood and coached our students for the past 7 years. And her passion and love of learning for science was readily apparent, and it transferred to the coaches and the students. And we had 27 coaches. If I could just have them stand up for us, that was part of this. Can you stand up, coaches? You're here. Thank you, Soccer. All right, for third place, we have Nina Ambritz, Cedar Burns, if you could please come up here. Katie Ching, Phoebe Duba, Henrietta Ellison, Avalon Foreman, Roman Gutierrez, Sarah Hilsenrath, Julia Hilsenrath, Parker Holtenthaner, Anea Hueta Garcia, Nathan Larson, Samuel Myers, Gavin Mora, Nicholas Osagura, Blake Postabach, Anina Smith, Ayana Whitson, and Jonah Wong. That's our red team. Now our white team.
Oh, I'm sorry, you could have done, your heart's second place too. Come on back. They also won second place, and that is the white team, I'm sorry. And you're. I did.
So second place, Jamie Chat, Dylan Earsman, Kendra Gowdy, Sean Gowdy, Annalyn Grant, Haley Haywood, Reese Holtenthaler, Ryan Holtenthaler, Madison Howell, Kina Ito, Campbell Kirkchin, Itzel Medina, Macy Munson, Camille Osterman, Sophia Osagura, Lauren Shin, Aiden Short, Charlie Starr, Delaney Vasquez.
Thank you so much. We're very proud of you. And our first place winner, the blue team from Elkhorn, we have Pat White to introduce the winners.
All right, Elkhorn Blue, come on up. I want you all right up here in the front so I can call your name and give you your certificates. Come on up, here we go, Elkhorn Blue Elementary. And while they're coming up, this represents hours and hours of hard work. And I think most of our coaches are already standing, so coaches, give a quick wave. And if I could bring up our two coaches that ran it for our elementary, if I could have Dr. Renew Matthews and Dr. Shaughnessy Larson come up as our two coaches. I'll hold on the certificates, but you can just give a quick wave. So Jack Ferguson, Aubrey Anderson, Hannah Larson, Ariana Derlew, Levi Gorzen, Rowan Lafferty, Tet Lang, Katie Quach, John Matthews, Isaac Matthews, Vivek Dhaliwal, Lindsay Emmons, Anisha Huda, Twee Lee, Messina Olson, Ronell Akivera, Owen Hardy, Ken Wong, and that's our elementary team. Thank you.
All right, before they go too far, I think there's some comments from the board. Mr. Everly?
Oh, you know, Science Olympiad. Those of you who know me know the love that I have for Science Olympiad. Years and years of helping out with it. It's kind of fun to see some of the familiar faces from the competition. I kind of helped during one of the events. You know, it's one of those things where it's rare to find a combination in a competition where you can do study events, building events, and problem-solving events. It's just a great experience for kids, and I would love to expand that throughout the district. And my congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Mr. Everly. Mr. Nava?
Actually, I was at a math, actually at the tournament, Ms. Castle and I we were very impressed with the problems that, I think they had a 6-way tie. And when they gave them the problem there, I just looked at Ms. Castle and I says, do you understand? We just kind of smiled at each other because no clue whatsoever, but congratulations to the Science Olympiad and the math people. Thank you very much.
And Ms. Lampkin, also, congratulations to the students. I mean, what a wonderful accomplishment. It's something that our country needs so much, is smart kids in science. But also, thank you for recognizing the teachers, the parents, the coaches for the hundreds of hours of work behind the scenes and make it all worthwhile. So congratulations, and thank you very, very much for coming here tonight. But wait, there's more, right, Ms. Lampkin?
That was just science. Now we're going to go into, we have our middle school science winner too. And that received second place from Elkhorn, and that's the golden team. So we still have one more science.
This is our middle school students.
Hey, may I have our middle school science Olympiad team members from Elkhorn School come on up? Well, there they are. I thought they'd go to sleep back there. They still look awake. They're thinking they need to go home and get working on their big social studies project, right? No, all right, the head's like, no, but that's not at all what we're thinking about, Mrs. White. Some of us are still thinking about Catalina and all, let's see, boomers this week. All right, so, for middle school, I have to tell you the competition is fierce as you get up to the middle school level. And so for our district to place in the top 3, we're very excited about that. Just give a quick wave. Elise Arterin, Owen Canistrino, Sabrina Chen, Zachary Iterian, Emma Jellin, Zach Larson, Kim Lee, Nathan Lee, Lily Lim, Amrit Mahal, Anna Matthews, Deanna Newen, and Alex Bussey. And that's our middle school science Olympiad team. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we're ready for math. We just have so much time. So the math tournament is something that's coordinated here in our district, and that our gate department coordinates. And I want to thank Pat White for all the work that she's done with her staff, and the 2 gate coaches, Barb Frenson and Mary Hood. Are you here? Please stand up. Be recognized. And also our gate secretary, Connie Simpson-Zerber. They put a lot of hours to get this ready for our district. We had 14 schools participate, 23 teams total. And the math, as you said, Mr. Nabai, was very, very competitive. There was an 8-way tie, and they had to come up with a challenging question. And I heard it was very intense moments there to recognize the winners and to determine who was going to be taking the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. So our 3rd place team is the blue team from Elkhorn. I'm going to have Pat White come up here again and recognize the math.
Thank you. All right, Math Olympiad people, come on down. Keep them busy, don't we? All right, so this was our Math Olympiad blue team. Blue team took 3rd place. And we have Jonathan Ewan, Lindsay Emmons, Zane Bender, Haley Fan, and Katie Quach. That's our 3rd place team. Thank you.
And our 2nd place team winner, it was from Manuel Silva. So Ben Holt, did you come up here and introduce your team?
Thank you, Ms. Lampkin. Good evening to Mr. Freitas and to the rest of the board members.
Welcome.
Thank you. Just want to let you know that the team was led by Mrs. Silva, who teaches 3rd grade at Manuel Silva. She couldn't be here, but it's not possible without a great coach. She was dynamite and outstanding in her ability to get the students ready and challenge our Silva students. At this time, I would like to invite our Silva's purple team, who finished 2nd, to come to the front. We have Sophia Atendida, Andrew Yanez, Leah Johnson, Jordan Sunglau, and Grace Grimmel. Let's give them a hand.
And our 1st place winners team from Elkhorn Elementary.
And I'd like to have our 1st place team members come on up, please. And I'd like to have Dr. Sherry Matthews come because he spent a lot of time coaching them and helping them along the way for both their 1st and 3rd place winners. So you might see some similarities here in some of these people. All right, we have John Matthews. You'll have to wait because I still am having a hard time between John and Isaac. John Matthews, Isaac Matthews, Anisha Hua, Tweetin Lee, and Ken Wong. Thank you. And that's our first place team. Thank you very much.
All right.
Wait till the next. Can I just jump into that one?
I think we have some comments from the board first. Ms. Castle?
I would just like to comment to this entire crowd here. You're all here to help celebrate all the honors that these students have won. I have spent a lot of time at Science Olympiad competitions, and I have a grandson out there in the audience. And I've watched my grandchildren practice and participate. And then, as Mr. Navas said, we had the great joy of watching these incredible math geniuses really in their competition. So I just want to join and tell everybody here, the coaches, the teachers, the parents, the students, this is a team effort, and it is a joyful thing. It certainly is. So thank you, and congratulations to all of you.
Very good. Mr. Everly?
I just wanted to congratulate you mathematicians. Sometimes people wonder when they're doing math, gee, when am I going to reuse this? Well, I'm going to tell you, you'll be surprised at your future where all of a sudden something will come up, you go, oh, this is math. Wait a minute. So it is a very critical skill and will help you in your future. So stay with math. It's a great thing.
Yes, thank you very, very much for coming here tonight. And you all keep winning awards, and we'll keep making time to recognize you. So, thank you so very much. And speaking of awards, Ms. Medica, join me at the podium, please.
Good evening, President Freitas and members of the board. It is a pleasure to recognize Lodi High's Ag Department. They have just been doing a really great job this year, and you've probably seen them in the newspaper. And I'm going to invite Mr. Lofstedt up to introduce Ms. Jesselie Gearing, who is their advisor.
President Freitas, Dr. Wash, members of the board. Last meeting, we presented, we actually were able to showcase students coming out of the top of their field in high school in civil, mechanical, architectural, engineering. Those kids are on their way to CTE type jobs. And this year we get to, or 2 weeks later now, here we are again. And we're privileged, honored to present kids who are in the ag field. And obviously that's a relevant field, and what they're going to do in their lives is critical to the health and well-being of all of us who live in the state of California. And so these kids are living the very epitome of what CTE is, taking what they're doing now and what since most of them have been doing since kids, and now they're ready to launch into careers that will help all of us. There's a lot of people behind their efforts. We have parents here who tirelessly and constantly support our less than perfect efforts to provide their kids with relevant and excellent education. So their parents are always behind them. Schools, we can't do as much if the parents aren't there. So we all know that. We appreciate the parents. We're here in the audience behind our kids. There's also some experts in the field here tonight. Carl Studinger and Mike Stokes. These are experts in the field, in the farming business. They lend their time and effort and expertise to help coach and teach these kids in the competitions. And so what we have here before you are students who have won awards that are the top honors in the entire state. Can't go any higher than that. I think if they went beyond to other competitions nationally, they'd probably win there too. So this is an excellent, excellent program. We owe so much to the ag staff members, Brent Newport, and especially the efforts of Jesselie Gearing and Miranda Force, ag teachers that, again, the amount of time they give after hours, weekends is mind-boggling. how much it takes to get this done. So without further ado, I want to present Jessie Gearing and Randa Forrest to come up and present these awards. We're proud of these kids. It's amazing what they do. It's kind of like math. I look at what they do in their field, and it's like, that's a lot to know, you know? It just makes your head spin. So I'm going to go ahead, come on up, Jessie and Miranda, and to present the awards.
Good evening. Thanks for having us tonight to recognize these students. I'm going to start off first by talking about our proficiency students. And what the Proficiency Award does is it honors students who excel in their agricultural projects that they do outside of class time. And these students have basically chosen areas that they like to focus in. And in California, there's about 36 different proficiency areas that they can apply for. Now, these applications are not one-page applications. They're about 16 pages that they have to write about in terms of how they got started in their project, what skills they've learned, what challenges they've had, how their responsibilities have changed throughout their course. And this is just their project during high school. And so I'd like to recognize two of our students, Crystal Huerta, come on up, and Hallie Laughlin. Crystal's proficiency area was vegetable production, and she actually had 3/4 of an acre of about 9 different vegetables that she grew and sold to friends and families. And Crystal was second in the state this year. Hallie was in 2 different areas. She has her diversified livestock production. She has alpacas, sheep, beef, and so she has quite a diversified project, and she does a lot of the breeding, and then she does sell some of her animals as well. She even sells to our own students raising goats at Lodi High School, so it's really neat to see it come full circle. She was also a finalist in the area of agri-science, systems for plant science, and she was a state winner this year and will be hopefully recognized as a national finalist soon, fingers crossed. But her project was on testing the pruning methods for the control of U-type dieback in wine grapes. And it's actually a very common problem in our community, and that's where she got her relevance from, was testing something and researching that to give back to the community. So it was actually a relevant problem that farmers are having to deal with. I know where I live, there's a farmer's pulled out about 10 acres of grapes to eutypa. So it is something that she became aware of and wanted to test, and she was recognized last year for being the top project in the state. And then this year, her agri-science proficiency won the state. On top of that, she was a finalist for State Star in agri-science. And so this award recognizes the best of the best in the state. And she was our Star State agri-science winner this year. Great job. We did have a former student who graduated last year. They can apply for these awards 1 year out. And her name is Samantha Yates, and she was the winner for beef production placement. So I just wanted to make sure that she was recognized as well. Oh, okay. And now we're going to recognize the Farm Power team. Mike and Carl, you guys want to wave? They're back there. Brent Newport. Coaches for this Farm Power team, and they have been together since for 4 years. And this year they had a fabulous year. They won every contest, brought home lots of accolades. We're excited to recognize them at Thursday night at our banquet. But boys, you guys want to come forward? This is Troy Edwards, Jake Stokes, and Chase Oligari. Now they won for state champions in the area of Farm Power, and this is a very competitive contest. They work hard, they practice 3 times a week after school to master this and become the champions, and they did an excellent job. We're extremely proud of them. But a very large contest, very competitive, and to become the state champions says a lot. So we're extremely proud of them, very thankful for their coaches, that dedicated their time because they're not teachers. They are here to help the kids. And I think that's what's most important is they're here for the kids.
Good evening. My name is Miranda Forst, and today I'd like to introduce Sophie Wiseman and Caitlin Ramos. So these girls have worked really, really hard over the course of this year. All the students in my agri-science and ag biology classes are required to do an extensive research project throughout the first whole semester of the class. So these girls worked really, really hard. They did research on reducing swelling in working horses' legs on ranches, etc. They did a really, really great job. And so we took their project this spring and took them to different contests at UC Davis and Chico, and they placed very, very well there at those contests. So we went on and took their project to the state contest at Fresno State, and they were recognized as the first in their division and the top overall novice team. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they will be moving on to nationals this fall and get to go back east and compete there. They participated in interviews, refined their research several times, and we're very, very proud of these very smart girls. So if we could give them a round of applause.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Lodi. I think we have some comments from the board. Mr. Neely?
First of all, I gotta tell you, you guys have a problem standing that way or this way, before you turn. But I gotta tell you, when you're facing there, then we get to see the back of your jacket, it says Lodi, #1. I love that. The other thing that makes me really happy is that I remember when I was at Lodi High many years ago. Many, we'll just leave it at that. There were not that many girls involved in FFA. From earlier this evening, there weren't that many involved in science or mathematics. And it just does my heart good to see how much things have changed. And the progress that we as a society made, specifically you guys. I mean, my gosh, to you guys, it's no big deal. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way that it should be. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you very much for your hard work.
Thank you. I'd like to add that tonight what we're seeing here, really, whether it's math or science or ag, is the whole story behind the story. So it's been said here before, but I really want to recognize and appreciate the fact that you put in hours and hours and hours. You come here tonight, we see you get an award, but behind that is many, many hours and a lot of work in the coaches and the parents. So congratulations to all of you.
Lodi Ag, you have always been such a powerhouse. It's fantastic. And I have to tell you, my farm consists of 2 chickens that do pretty well. And so I love what you do, and you have such bright futures, and it's so appropriate that Lodi High, weren't you first in the state in terms of your organization? Is that, yeah. And plus just #1 all the way around in the breadbasket of the world. So it's just perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations again. A lot of times when people hear ag, they think, oh yeah, they grow stuff. Well, there's way more involved in that. And I just love the idea of the variety of things that are taught through the ag department. And it is true what they say, California feeds the world, but you feed the world. Thank you for your efforts.
I'd just like to add to my colleagues, there was a time where I wore a different blue coat. I still have in my parents' closet your blue coat. And so I appreciate how hard these tests were in these competitions. My proficiency exam was at B, and of course, as the judges and I walked into the corral, I didn't close the gate, so the entire herd ran out into the street. I still placed gold because they said they never saw anyone so calm as their herd ran away from them. So it's nice to say, but, and I think those skills that I had and that I learned from FFA, I carry with me every single day. And I think you will too, whether you stay in agriculture or whatever you go into, what you learn in the ag department is absolutely outstanding. And that you excelled in it, this says so much about you and what you've done. So congratulations. Thank you. Ms. Lampkin, we have more awards.
One more, so I'm back. And this is, again, for science. And this is for a competition at our county office of education. And we have students who won first place who will actually be representing San Joaquin County at a state level competition next week. So we're very proud about Anna Matthews. Come on up.
Thank you. I'm going to put her on the spot. She doesn't know it, but this is going to be practice for next weekend. So Anna worked very hard on her science fair project. All of our 7th and 8th graders completed a project that went to the county level. And it was a very exciting night and to receive the award. And she received a monetary award that she wasn't expecting. So that's always delightful. But Anna, we'd love it if you would tell us a little bit about your project. See, I'm putting you on the spot. This will be practice for next weekend. Come on over, Anna.
My project was basically, so I designed a water detector to tell you when to turn off the sprinkler in the drought. And so I used a lot of breadboard components to design and create the circuit that works.
I'll bring this in.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's great.
All right. Thank you, Anna. All right.
All right, congratulations to all of our winners.
Chris, may I say something, please? I know-
Always, Mr. Nava, please.
I know that I'd like for Dr. Matthews to stand up over there. How many children do you have at Elkhorn? 3, and all of them are right here represented either science or math. Congratulations on your youngsters, and congratulations to you because you are at almost all of the events that I've been to, and you're there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, students, you're welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting, but we know that you have homework and get ready for those important graduation exams. So, but if you want to stay after the end of the meeting, the board will be available for photographs. Congratulations again. Thank you so much. All right, thank you. Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Freitas. Members of the board, well, I'm going to share with you a recognition that you have earned through your SAFE program. And I'm going to ask Ms. Vedek, I'm going to put her on the spot here to come up and tell you about this award that the Lodi SAFE program has received. And we have a couple pictures and a very short video to show you, but Ms. Vedek will tell you about the award.
I think Mr. Womack should be telling us. We got a very nice lunch at UOP, and actually the Child Abuse Prevention Center put in for the award with the partnership that they have with us. And it was, that's Cassie Lowe in the middle of it. It was very nice recognition, and we got the program of the year, so that was outstanding in the partnerships.
Wow.
Mr. Womack, you want to add anything to that?
Just that they did get my better side in the picture. There a little bit. I had eye surgery, so it was covered up, so I couldn't see too well, but I still enjoyed it very much. And it is quite an honor for the district, so.
The funniest thing is the word it says to the Child Abuse Prevention Center, but I stole it. I just said, I'm taking this back with me so the board can see it and the superintendent can see it, so I will have to give it back to her someday.
All right.
You might need a lawyer.
We got a little video clip for you as well.
first thing I noticed was the involvement with the families that the state counselors have, and that's really helpful for the students and us, of course. So, you know, when the students feel that deep relationship built with someone on campus who knows about their home life and some difficulties they've been through, you know, they're more apt to work on changing some behaviors. What I like best about the SAFE program is your involvement with the families, and also how you're able to bring different social agencies in to support the students and the family, and the consistency. You're here so much, having contact with our students, having contact with parents in the afternoons, going to their homes. So I definitely like the, I guess you would say, the richness and the amount of times that my students have contact.
Well, I think it's really having the connection between the organization of the SAFE family, if you will, with the clinicians that come and the family advocates, as well as the leadership within the SAFE program. And so having this network within the community that can then provide resources to our students and our families, not only on our campus, but really when they return to their respective homes. That has been a very powerful element of the SAFE program. Well, I think we need to keep it going. I really do. I think what we provide by way of support services in the counseling area within our district is valuable, important, but to extend that by having the supplemental services through SAFE and other organizations that can really provide that outreach, counseling, and work with some of our needier families.
Thank you, and this is your program, so thank you very much for supporting it, taking it going, actually.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, we're down to comments from the public. We set aside a period for the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes in duration. I don't have any slips.
Wait, you want to say anything? No, from this news sentinel.
So, I guess they're all saving up for after graduation. All one comes to us with this. What a great meeting. We had a great attendance. All right, moving on, we have action items. We have consent agenda A, routine business. Do any board members wish any items on consent agenda A to be pulled?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Neal.
Item A6, please.
Any other items? Sir, would the public like any items to be pulled?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I move that we approve the rest of routine agenda A.
Thank you, Mr. Nava. Thank you for your motion. Thank you, Mr. Womack, for your second. Student vote? Good. Call for the vote. And the motion carries 6-0. Mr. Neely, item A6.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm particularly interested in number 2 on that list of the contracts. And I found this, I really debated whether I should bring this up or not, because I know Jerry Adams, and I think the world of the man. I just don't like the way this is worded, or let's take a look at this. It says agreement with Jerry Adams Management Consulting to provide various security consulting services, including but not limited to active shooter/intruder tabletop trainings, 1 or 2 annual trainings for campus security, and selected head custodians. We're not being very clear about what it is we're going to pay $69,000 for, and also, I mean, train for active shooter and intruders, there are so many other avenues out there to get that training, much of it probably for free. I came from taught at a small school, and we had an active shooter program, and we ran through the test on it. Things are available on the internet as far as how the program needs to be structured and all that. So I'm really wondering, and like I say, I hate to do this, but why do we need to spend $69,000 on that? And quite frankly, too, I'm looking for money to support some other positions here in Lodi Unified. So do we need that?
Well, again, this is certainly a summary and not the actual contract. So the tabletops and the trainings and so forth are more specific in the contract itself. We found that Mr. Adams has been extremely beneficial to the district in providing information. He's recognized nationally as an expert in school security. He works with the federal government, home security. He certainly has been able to enlighten us and give us a lot of information on how to make our schools safer in today's world. And I personally feel that it's a dollar well spent for the safety of our children.
I understand that. But I'm wondering, so how long are we going to continue paying Mr. Adams? I mean, you said we've already gotten a lot of information and he's done a lot for our district, but so how long does this continue?
Mr. Neely, members of the board, I think that it continues as long as there is a need for us to have the service. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same dollar amount every year, depending on what specific we need a consultant for. I can tell you that the active shooter drill that was put on that he coordinated was extremely detailed. It involved every agency in the community. It was an outstanding event. There were several of us that went to be observers, and they went through an entire process of what it could look like, including students who were actors portraying injured and deceased victims and how those issues would be addressed, searching rooms. I believe that was well worth any dollar that we paid for that one drill alone. So as long as our society dictates this type of service, I think we're going to need to direct some funds. It doesn't always have to be this amount our needs are, but unfortunately, I suppose both items 1 and 2 are necessary based on the world in which we live.
All right, well said, and I'll support you on that then. So I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Neely, thank you for your motion. And Mr. Nava, thank you for your second. Any comments, further comment from the board? Any comment from the public? Student vote? Thank you, and call for the vote. And it carries 6-0. Moving on.
Mr. Gray.
Student discipline cases, consent agenda B. Yes, Mr. Womack.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Womack, for your motion. Thank you, Mr. Nava, for your second. Students do not vote. Call for the vote. And item carries 6-0. Other action items. We have a resolution 2016-32 designating the week of May 15th May 15th through the 21st, 2016 as Classified School Employee Week in Lodi Unified School District. And I believe we have a resolution. Deborah, you join me at the podium, please. Okay. Resolution 2016-32, designate May 15th through the 21st, 2016 as classified school employee week. The third full week of May 2015 through 21 has been designated classified school employee week by the California State Legislature by passage of Senate Bill 1552 in 1986. Whereas classified professionals provide valuable service to the schools and students of the Lodi Unified School District. And whereas classified professionals continue to contribute to the establishment and promotion of a positive instructional environment. And whereas classified professionals serve a vital role in providing for welfare and safety of Lodi Unified District students. And whereas classified professionals employed by the Lodi Unified School District strive for excellence in all areas relative to the educational community. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lodi Unified School District hereby recognizes and wishes to honor the contribution of the classified professionals, quality education in the state of California and the Lodi Unified School District, and declares the week of May 15th through 21st, 2016 as classified school employee week in the Lodi Unified School District. I guess we got to vote on this thing, right? So for me to read the next paragraph. So all in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Carries. So passed and adopted the 17th of May, 2015 by the following vote of the board, 6-0, 1 abstention. By the Board of Education of the Lodi Unified School District of the County of San Joaquin. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank you, as the president of our local CSCA chapter, for this recognition. It really is appreciated by all of the members. We take great pride in what we do, and we value the service that we can provide to the district, and we all hope to work together to just make it the best district it can be. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's some comments from the board. Mr. Neely?
Deborah, thank you for everything you've done as president. It's been great working with you, and I really appreciate it. I think you've done a fantastic job for your union as well. So, and we do appreciate you.
Yes. Additional comments from the board, Mr. Momek?
Yeah. Congratulations. Please pass that on to all members. We know you do a lot of work and we appreciate it.
We will be having our celebratory picnic on Saturday afternoon at Tokay High. So I will make sure that everyone knows that you did pass this. I mentioned it tonight at our chapter meeting, but I'll make sure to mention it again on Saturday.
Have a great celebration on Saturday, and thank you for your work and do pass it on.
Thank you.
And you are a great spokesperson for your group.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes. And this, well, this of course is only the signed copy. We will give you one that's suitable for framing and completely properly folded for you. But anyway, but like my colleagues pointed out, we really appreciate your leadership and all your members.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. All right.
You need an electronic vote.
Yes, please.
I made the motion.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Womack, for your motion. Thank you, Mr. Nava, for your second. Talk about the cart before the horse. Student vote. And call for the electronic vote. Hold on, Deborah, this might be close. Carries 6-0 with 1 abstention. Yes, it was. Anyway, congratulations again, CSCA. All right, Mr. McKilligan, we have a declaration.
Previous members of the board, this is our annual declaration that we're required to submit each year this time of year in anticipation of the needs for next year.
Comments from the board?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Neely, for your motion, and Mr. Womack for your second. Any comments from the public? Student vote? And call for the vote. And carries 6-0. Personnel matters, Mr. McKillian.
Mr. Freitas, members of the board, routine personnel matters are presented for your consideration.
Very good, thank you, Mr. McKillian.
Freitas, I move the approval of personnel matters.
Thank you, Mr. Nahum. Thank you, Mr. Everly, for your second. No student vote on personnel matters, so call for the vote. And it carries 6-0. Communications. Our favorite student reps are still with us. They didn't leave with the rest of the audience, but we're so glad that you're still here. And
I saw them talking.
Actually, we were surprised at how many people were here in month.
you know, if I had done this right, I probably should have moved this up and you could have spoken from the colleagues. We'll have to look at that. Next year.
You gotta pull me back.
Well, I'm not going to out anybody, but it seemed like the guys, when they went last meeting, had a case of senioritis. And I'm not going to say that the reports were kind of brief, but they weren't as detailed as they had been in the past. So, but I'm sure that we aren't going to be disappointed by these great reports. So, who's going first? All right.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. First off, I'd like to thank you so much for our goodies. Super happy when we came in. Super excited. Okay. So it is the end of the year, so there are not as quite many things going up Bear Creek, but there's still things. Okay, so Senior Awards Night is coming up tomorrow, May 18th, in the theater. All are welcome to recognize our hardworking seniors. The seniors are very excited. We're attending our Disney grad trip this Friday. We're leaving, and then of course graduation is coming up on June 3rd. In student government, we had our prom a couple weeks ago. Everything went off without a hitch. All the students and even the teachers were really pleased with the outcome in the evening. We had our end of the year rally last week, and all the students got to engage in class activities and wear the class colors and play games for the last hurrah. We had our newly elected student government was also announced, and they're already taking part in getting events ready for the 2016-17 school year, so that's exciting. And for our sports teams, we have softball, track and field, golf, swimming, boys and girls, badminton girls, and baseball. We all went undefeated in our league and our league champions, and we're gonna put our the year up on our banners in our gym, so we're really excited about that. Greece also performed the last 2 weekends. It ended last weekend, and they had full houses, all shows. We had double casting, so it brought in a lot of people. They're really pleased and they're excited to start the new shows for next year. We also had a choir performance tonight for free because we started our new choir class this year, so this is their first performance of the year. I'm really curious. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a big turnout. I would love to recognize the swimmers that got to move on to sections. That was at Tokay last weekend, or on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We had Jack Stenslin, Mason Aguila, Danny Johns, Austin Evans, Kate Campili, Riley Richmond, Sydney Moreno, Kayla Noeli, Megan Kerwin, Jenna Collins, and I also was attending. And then we have Jasmine Tran, who won singles for badminton the 3rd year in a row. So next year she's a senior. Hopefully she'll win it again. And then for our jazz class, decided to do one last Rachel's Challenge. Like, we're super glad that the Rachel's Challenge came to Bear Creek, and we kept it going for so long. And they just decided to set up the materials and played some music while they worked, and they appreciated it so much. And we're just so happy that it impacted our campus that much. And that's what's happening at Bear Creek.
Mr. Nava?
Yeah, I know that Anna did miss some things that I want to congratulate Bear Creek for winning their track and field championships of both boys and girls. Mm-hmm. And for the first time in many years, the Bear Creek baseball team has advanced to the second round second round of the sections. They beat Lodi
Yesterday, it was 8-2.
Yes, they advanced to another playoff. So, I want to congratulate. Lodi has, Bear Creek has done a lot of things this year that are actually new in regards to being advancing to the athletic part of it.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Are you going to participate in swimming at San Luis Obispo?
I'm not, but I'm going to probably do rec. I'm not going to lose.
You'll do a fine job, whatever you do. And good luck to you, Sam.
Thank you.
And Anna, we see you next, it's gonna be graduation, right?
Yes.
And you've heard us talk, for a bunch of meetings now. Do you have a speech or?
I'm actually not going to be talking at graduation, but the senior class president will be.
Very good. And you're training the new student government's been elected, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna train them and tell them how to come in here and give them the lowdown on this, right? So.
Oh yeah, so all the dirty secrets.
Well, anyway, we look forward to seeing your graduation. And thank you very much for that outstanding job.
Thank you.
And Julia.
Mr. President, board members, thank you for the gifts and thank you for a wonderful year. So just one of the few events that are occurring is Honors Night is the 19th at 6:30 in the gym. All our seniors are looking forward to that. It'll be a fun night to just look back and see what we've accomplished. We're also excited for our Disneyland trip, which is on Saturday, and our Santa Cruz senior picnic, which is on May 31st before graduation. Students are excited for our yearbooks, which we get this coming Monday. Students are preparing for their finals, and all our AP tests have been taken, which is exciting because that's a lot of hard work that students have to prepare for. Clubs are having their last meetings for elections next year. So new presidents and everything, so clubs can continue to run well and be a part of Tokay. Our Powder Puff game has been moved to May 23rd at Tokay at 5, so we're looking forward to that. And then I would like to just recognize a few students at Tokay. We have 4 valedictorians this year, which is amazing because that is, to our administration's knowledge, is the first in Tokay's history. Annabelle Rankin will be attending University of California, Davis, Claire Canestrino, University of Pennsylvania, Sophie Chen, University of Minnesota, and Jessica Kay. We would also like to recognize some of our athletes for signing. Victoria Jones signed with McKendree University for water polo in Illinois. Alec Hastings signed with Fresno State for cross country. Colin Beckler signed with Cal Maritime for basketball. Dustin Hammond signed with Lindsey Wilson for BMX. Anthony Lemus signed with Holy Names University for cross country, and Jake Pennick signed with Cal State Fullerton for baseball. Also, many students are headed to Cal Poly, University of Davis, and UOP, which is awesome. Julie Fukunaga is headed to Stanford, Will Possenbach, John Hopkins, and Cameron Payton and I, West Point. So we're just to see what we have accomplished these past 4 years, to see where our future will take us is pretty awesome. And lastly but not least, I would like to introduce next year's future Tokay SU president, Jennifer Fischero, which she will do an awesome job. So, thank you.
Mr. Nava.
Yes, Julia, a lot of things are happening at Tokay. I'm really impressed with the hosting the section swim meet at Tokay Pool. My gosh, if anybody had the opportunity to attend those events, they're awesome.
Yes.
And I hope it stays at Tokay. I don't know, I heard some rumors, but hopefully it stays there.
Hopefully it does. It gives us a lot of extra money for our athletic programs, and it's just a good way to get Tokay's name out there.
Absolutely, it sure does. Secondly, I happened to take the Lodi Sentinel, and I saw 11 graduates from Tokay High School that are teaching in Lodi Unified School District. That's awesome. I mean, they gave you the pictures, and I know half of them already because they're some mainly in athletics. And of course, all of them are to be congratulated for coming back to their district and doing those kinds of things. So I appreciate that. And Julia, are you participating in wrestling at the military academy?
No, I'm going to try out for the water polo team.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good. Again,
They didn't have destruction derby or anything?
No.
I don't know if they do they have wrestling, co-ed and?
Army has wrestling, and they have a D1's men wrestling team, but they do not have women's wrestling at Westwood.
Okay, all right. Well, again, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes, Mr. Newman. First of all, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the female West Pointer cadet who scored the run, jumped over the catcher. It was amazing. She's coming in from third. Catcher's got the ball waiting on her, and she jumped over her without touching it, reached back and touched home plate and scored the run. So that was fantastic. We're in a meeting today with the Tokay graduate. He's working for Assemblyman Jim Cooper. And you'd be happy to know he was wearing his purple shirt and purple tie.
Awesome.
Once Tokay, always Tokay.
Yeah. He graduated from UCLA, as a matter of fact.
Right.
But he didn't wear those colors. He wore his Tokay colors for this thing. That was pretty nice. Yes, Mr. Edward.
I do have a couple of comments for you, but before I do that, what is in the bag that you have by your cup?
Oh, cookies.
Okay, I just thought that's what that was. Now, last meeting, the gentleman got cookies, and when we came to their report, they had already eaten. So, just a quick note, so feel free. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to thank you very much for your contributions that you give to us at board meetings. It's always just really enjoyable to hear what's going on the campus and keeps us grounded. Thank you so much for that. And of course, congratulations on your futures. Enjoy and go get it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And Julia, who's the new president? Or
Jenica Cashero.
Jenica
Cashero.
Jenica Cashero?
Cashero, yes.
Cashero.
Yes.
All right, well, we got a year to practice on it, I guess, right? The whole summer. But anyway, and you've been showing her the ropes, right? And
Yes, we talked, and she wanted to come see what it was like before she had to do it herself.
yes, yes.
We're friendly.
Very
The test will be when she comes back.
And we get to see you at your graduation.
Yes.
And when's that?
June 1st.
Very nice. And do you have a speech?
I will be speaking at graduation.
Very nice. And have you written it yet, or?
Yes, it's been written for a while. I had to make sure it was done.
Can you give us a preview, or?
No.
Good for you.
Decisiveness.
Take command, dude.
Fantastic. I'm going to ask you to stick around for just a little minute because I think during board comments Ms. Castle, I think we'll just knock them out now. How's that sound?
I don't remember.
Please, Ms. Castle?
Oh, well, I just wondered, are we going to miss them?
Yes.
Yes, we will miss you so much. It has been really lovely to get to know you. You've done such a good job, and we will really miss you. I wondered, so when's the big date when you have to report? And when you go to Cal Poly, when is that?
My first day of school is in September 22nd, so I have a very, very long summer because they're on the quarter system, not semester.
Wonderful long summer.
Yes, 4 months.
Enjoy it while you.
My report date is June 27th, and then the school year starts August 15th.
And you're reporting early because?
Basic training.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
What do they call it? Freshman? Lead?
Yes. So many rules and no talking.
You know, we can start yelling at you now.
We're not going to start yelling at you, no.
Oh, it's right there.
And where is basic training?
New York, on campus.
Unfortunately, it'll be hot and muggy, so.
Yes.
It's very nice.
So prepare for that one.
fix the garbage possible.
Yes.
Just start running.
I definitely need to.
Well, we will be thinking of both of you and best wishes, and I think it'll be great fun. I'd love to somehow find out when you're done with college, what lies ahead for you. It would be really enjoyable to know that because I think the stars are very bright for both of you.
We have one more gift, and that is, we won't be needing these anymore after tonight. So, Anna Nesovich, right? We get to present you with your plaque. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. And Julia, this is yours.
Thank you.
I'm sure it'll be in a dorm room in West Point or someplace, right? No,
If it's not on the issue, it's not.
Think of us fondly. It's a bittersweet moment because we've become very fond of all of you. And that's because you've been outstanding representatives of your school, and you've been outstanding representatives of the district. And we can't thank you for enough coming in here and sharing your evenings with us and telling us all. And we're really excited to be at your graduation, and we look forward to it. And once in a while, we ask you, just drop us a note. And you got this newfangled thing, World Wide Web, right? You can drop us an email or something and just let us know. I'm sure wherever you do, you're going to be absolutely outstanding. In the military, you go to my alma mater. We're very proud of both of you. So thank you so very, very much. All right, I think, and if you have those big tests, you're welcome to go.
Once AP testing's over, it's
yes. Very good. It's a tough act to follow, Mr. Johnson.
Ms. Ladley, Mr. Hunt? Okay. I'll be short and sweet. President Freitas, members of the board, somewhere back around 2005, I think I began attending board meetings on a regular basis. Probably fewer than hands and fingers and toes. I think I can count that I've maybe missed since then, but tonight is my last Tuesday night. Thank you for the fond memories. Thank you for the opportunity to with you, the teachers of Lodi Unified. I'm going to enjoy having my Tuesdays back.
I asked you that. What are you going to do on Tuesdays?
Yeah, I think there's three things at the moment that will take care of my attention.
I'm sure you're going to watch a streaming video of us.
Undoubtedly, I will be watching streaming videos of board meetings, but it's been a pleasure, and I will look forward to returning to Soaking High School next year. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, it's always been a pleasure.
Thank
Good evening, President Naldo, members of the board, Superintendent Washer. I'm Deborah Ladwood, President of the CSEA chapter here. And I just want to share a little bit of good news. It's at the end of the year. And so our chapter traditionally gives scholarships to our members' children who are graduating from high school. And this year we budgeted for 7, which historically would have been plenty. But we got 12 applications this year that were really outstanding. And so tonight the chapter voted that we would up our amount for our scholarships. So we'll now be giving 12 scholarships. So it's actually only 11 members, but 12 children, because one of our members had twins. So we have 11 students, some from Lodi Unified and some from neighboring districts, because the criteria is just that they are a CSEA member here with us in Lodi. And one of the young ladies, and I have to apologize because I'm not sure where she goes to school, but her mother works at Bear Creek High School. She also applied for our state association scholarship. And the competition for that is very steep. I'm the chair of that committee. We received over 600 applications, and we give away 43. And this young lady, daughter of Nancy Figueroa from Bear Creek High School, she won one of the $1,000 scholarships from our association. So she was very sweet. She came to our chapter meeting tonight and wanted to thank the chapter and the association for the awards. And I reminded her that the association scholarship comes with a renewal clause. So at the end of her first year, she'll be invited to apply for a renewal. Wow. So
anyway, that's all I have for now. I'm just looking forward to a successful end to the year and onward and upward for next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Communications for board members. Mr. Neely.
John, do you have anything?
Oh, you can wave me off.
By
Right?
the way, John is one of the graduates of OK. John is one right there.
And we'll see you at graduation.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Thanks, John.
Okay.
Mr. Neely.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Johnson, I know you and I have not always agreed on things, but you know what? I appreciate your passion and appreciate the work that you've done for the teachers of this district. So thank you very much for that. I want to share something with you that I saw on Facebook. Okay, I don't always like to share those things, but this one was pretty cool. And they called it Senior Walk. And it was where a high school, the seniors put on, did you see that, Deborah? I see you shake. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The seniors put on their caps and gowns, and they went down to the middle schools, and they had a senior walk. And then all the middle school students were lined up there. Yeah, and then, you know, there's about 4, 5 elementary schools. The seniors could split up and some could go to, I think it would be a fantastic thing for Lodi Unified to do. It's called a senior walk. The seniors loved it. The younger kids loved it. Kind of, you know, help that vision of what's going on. In October, 16th through 18th, the California Dental Association is having a free openings for dental work for kids, for adults, for everybody. They serve thousands. There are about 1,400 to 1,600 volunteers that are going to get together over a weekend, and they're going to do complete dental work. Everything's set up. So it's really fantastic. My dentist is part of that, and she was telling me about it, and she said, yeah, she's the one in charge of having to feed 1,400 to 1,600 volunteers, you know, snack during the day. Well, I don't know. Our food service may be able to help with that. So I'm going to mention it now, and if you could check into that, and we could talk about it. We've got some time to work on it. But that organization will be helping our kids with free dental work. And the last thing I've got is that Thursday I'm going to go to a budget meeting in Sacramento. Mr. Freitas has asked me to go see if I can't straighten this stuff out. I'll do the best I can. I'll report to you when I get back.
Very good.
How long are you going to stay there?
Other comments from the board? Ms. Castle?
Just a couple award assemblies that I attended. The Block T award ceremony at Tokay, where they honored their sophomores who are now earning the academic letter. And today, Ms. Fennick and I attended the McNair's ACE Academic Award, where the whole campus was there. So that was very exciting. And I visited Ansel Adams, and the principal, Jan Lyle, joined, this is for all of us, board colleagues, joined other principals that I've been talking to in telling me that the iRead program, the Read 180 and the System 44 are working so well. And I saw data where the students have made huge gains in their reading ability, including special ed populations. And so we as a board did a good job, and we need to make sure that we continue keeping those programs as a top funding priority because they work. And then Jeff, I worked with your mom at Bear Creek. Your wonderful wife, Nancy, has a special place in my heart because she was friends with my son so long ago. And I have so enjoyed watching you become a proud father. And so I wish you all the best and your wonderful family.
Additional comments from the board? Girls, you know, last word. You are living proof that I think if we applied right now, that none of us would be accepted. Yeah, you guys are doing it's absolutely amazing, and what you're getting it. So great job. Jeff, thank you for taking great care of our employees and the hard work. You did an outstanding job, and we're gonna miss you. And graduations. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at graduations, and it's a great time of year. It's a lot of hard work, but it sure does pay off in the end. So look forward to seeing you there. Okay, moving on. Further comments from the superintendent, Dr. Washer?
No further comments, thank you.
Okay. And board advisory committee reports. Ms. Neal, you touched a little bit on our legislative committee.
Yeah, and I'll be real quick because there wasn't a lot of substance to the meeting. We did have a meeting today with Jim Cooper, who is, I think is Assembly Area 9, which covers Elk Grove down to Lodi. So it's not our entire district. You still need to meet with Susan Agnew for the rest of it. We voiced our concern about the substitute problems and the 30-day permit. He did not know that that wasn't an issue, and he took note of that. We also talked about some other bills. The superintendent he did a great job on putting all that stuff together for us, and it was right there, readily available. We knew what was coming up, and greatly appreciate that. One that shocked me, absolutely shocked me, was the one about when you assign a computer device to a student on a permanent or semi-permanent basis, I guess, you got to get a search warrant to go inside. Now that's just, I told my wife that, you know, she's an attorney, and she goes, "You got to be kidding me." We had to pass a special law because you don't have to do that with employees. If you give an employee a computer to use, you can go in there and look at it anytime you want. Apparently, yeah. Also, another one that came up was voting age of 16 to vote on the school board. Okay, let's do that. So, yeah, well, you know, kindergartners may feel left out. So, anyway, so there wasn't a lot of substance. Actually, I think Mr. Cooper probably learned a lot more from Dr. Washer than we learned from Mr. Cooper. He is new and still learning. So, anything to add?
Well, the good part of it, and the reason we decided to meet is to at least open up a dialogue. A lot of times a bill will come up and they kind of go, well, what's this? Because they have all kinds of issues throughout the state to deal with. And one of the things that Dr. Washer and I had talked about just before the meeting started was, you know, the operation of that bill. How are we or anybody else, any other agency, is actually going to make that work? There are repercussions for a lot of things that they come up with. And I really wanted to offer this bit of advice. Stop passing bills, but I would help. I was a good one. But anyway, you know, and I think it was a surprise to him to get that recognition, I guess, that there are operational problems to some of the bills that they pass. And we just wanted to open up the line of communication for us to talk to him, and hopefully him to talk to our district before they vote on some kind of education bill. So it was, that part of it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a great meeting. It's very nice of him to come down and join us. His aide was from Tokay and had that great experience behind it. So I think he will reach out to us in the future, and like he suggested in these type of issues. So, and Dr. Washer, you know, we're slowly making our rounds, that we're moving ahead on this. So, and you were clearly the most prepared individual in the room, and that was very impressive. So thank you very much. So, well, good.
Mr. Grace.
Yes.
Just really fast. I wanted to make an announcement, and that is that this is the 100th birthday of the National Park Service, and so I've been hired to work at Mount Rainier National Park for the summer, and so I'll be missing. I'll be doing remote board meetings, a couple in early June while we're doing training, because I have to be there for that. But then I will be coming back and doing. I'll keep up with all my responsibilities. But I couldn't miss up the chance to to work there. It's just summer only. So I wanted to all to know where I will be the next couple of weeks.
Very good, Ms. Castle. And we look forward to you following it. All right. We're returning to closed session if there's nothing further. All right.